All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Uh, sorry. Trying to get coffee. It was a long evening. Sick babies. Gipster is the like all night long. So I took him at like five, 5-ish this morning. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's kind of some craziness going on right now. We just got news of this a little while ago. France pulling out of the Energy Charter Treaty. Um, Paris, the member for talks. What is he saying? He discussed trade with Biden during his visit in December. Okay, in December. It's October. Energy prices and U.S. choices create a double standard. Ah, look at that. Interesting. Energy prices and U.S. choices create a double standard. I see new mechanisms for firms that do not have a tariff shield. Okay, so kind of shot fired. Now, again, France, right? France. So, yeah. But anyway, if you guys are unfamiliar with what's going on here, if you do kind of like just a little bit of a search, right? Search up energy treaty. You'll see there's some interesting things here. 21 hours ago, that the EU tries to stop energy treaty exit stampede. There's a bunch of people leaving. Spain, Netherlands, Poland, France just left. Italy left in 2015. Germany and Belgium. It's funny. Germany, France, and Belgium are explaining other options. So that's kind of unfolding right now. That's BS. We have a greater supply versus demand cushion domestically. Yeah. Well, yeah. Um, yeah. So some interesting things with this going on, and it's basically like I didn't honestly know a lot about the energy treaty, right? It basically provided protections that the government couldn't be sued if they changed policy and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, there's risk involved with it, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's because we're American, right? We're all about suing people, right? But yeah, so lots of people are bouncing out of it. And you look to see who's members of it. Russia's not is never signed into the treaty. There's a couple other big nations out there that are not. So it's interesting hearing people in the EU trying to hold it all together, but again, we know that the euro it's got enough of its own problems right now. Um, to be out there trying to hold everybody together. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah. So that's one of the things out there. Absolutely monstrous cat news. Look at this. There was adjustments last time. Um, you know, was supposed to be down, wasn't as down as expected, and actually rallied higher. So I mean, two double doubles in there as far as core and retail sales, which is good. I mean, the dollar's obviously, there's an article here. Where is it? This guy right here. Basically the Fed's barreling forward. I think it's interesting that they're trying to suddenly call a top of 50 basis points. It could serve as the critical staging ground for future plans, including whether and how to step down to a 50 basis point in December. I don't know. It sounds like thus far, it sounds like all the data is showing that unless magically the tipping point is adding the 0.75, not only did they say that they would have to stop inflation from going higher, but then they would go past it to get it back under control again. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. They don't want to they want to reduce it over tightening. They don't want to do hike of 50 instead of I think this is good, right? But I feel like the market has basically shrugged it all off. So I don't know. There's that in there. Pound absolutely dismal. Oh, it was bad. Super bad. Now, it is retracing in the last hour. Excuse me. But horrible news. And this was down. You could see, it's up 0.75% in the last 60 minutes. It's kind of going a little bit insane right now. We made a stick here in the past with the sale of infrastructure. Oh, we've made wow. We need to review all supply chain dependency ties. Oh, France is dropping some bombs today. Wow. Wow. That's interesting, right? Yeah, we made errors in the past with infrastructures to China, basically saying we should eliminate China from the equation. right? We need to review all supply chain dependencies. Interesting. So obviously, he's into pissing everybody off this morning, right? And he just looks like that guy that you just want to beat up, right? So yeah, we're gonna see what other headlines keep rolling out here from France, but yeah, yeah, wow, interesting. We'll see what else comes from that today. Yeah, whew. Wow. So yeah, with that said, again, horrible pound news. We'll see how much farther they can go. CAD news looking great. Looks like they could rise more. I think the Wall Street Journal is again trying to predict something, but I don't think the Fed's going to be I don't think the Fed's going for it. Elon also made some statements a little bit earlier. He says that he believes we'll be in recession until spring 2024, soon after he slammed the Fed hikes. No, excuse me. Oh, God, I can't wake up that early. Elon has not been I mean, again, he's a business guy. He likes the free money. So most big business people are against the hikes. They're like, nah, the free money is good, right? But with that said, there was something on Yahoo Finance earlier today. I wanted to screenshot it. Oops, hold on. Where is it? Let me find it. It talked basically about currency risk and what currency risk actually is, what it looks like, and what it kind of means. And let's see, where is it? Right here we go. Basically, what it talks about is, while the U.S. may be slowing and even entering recession, many other global economies are facing far worse. In currencies, it's all relative. That dollar strength is costing companies. Citi strategists estimate that a 10% bump in the dollar index will cut $15 to $20 from the S&P 500 earnings per share. $15 to $20 is a decent amount. The dollar index has rallied more than 17% this year versus a basket of currencies. The greenback is up 14% versus the euro and a whopping 30% versus the yen. And this is where it kind of kicks in. This early earnings season is littered with examples of ensuing cost. IBM numbers beat estimates, even as the company said currency translation cost it $1.1 billion last quarter. Netflix's operating margin dropped to 19.3% from 23.5%, kind of a significant drop. Last quarter, it declined to blame almost entirely on the dollar's game. And Procter & Gamble will take a $3.9 billion after-tax hit from currency effects this year. Right? So pretty crazy. It says large companies do have the ability to hedge or offset the gains in the dollar versus in various ways, including covering expenses in local currencies, but the dollar's move has been so big and so rapid this year that even the most seasoned hedgers are having difficulty adjusting. It's also tough for corporations to predict the dollar's move over the next 6 months to a year or even 18 months ahead, as they would need for hedging. But yeah, so it mentions some things in there about how it's not like the dollar is good, but it's the prettiest house on the ugly block, right? That nobody's in great shape right now. But again, because the dollar is, when the world goes into recession, tends to be where people put safe money. That's why there's been so much push going towards it. And again, that's why the interest rate rises. And the interest rate rises are helping. So it's a combination of a couple different things. So, yeah. I don't know if the Wall Street Journal, what they're kind of, I mean, I agree eventually at some point, but I feel like a 7.575 pause for one meeting is probably more likely than trying to do a 75, then 50, then 25, and then try to slow it down. I feel like they'll do it and say, okay, is it working? Let's take one meeting to kind of take a pause. I think that's probably the more likely scenario. So, yeah, some craziness. Sweet, sweet coffee. Yeah, so again, we got some big movers. Obviously, pound yen, pound dollar, big one. Pound or euro dollar, not too much, and you're seeing even euro pound is moving a bit, but you're seeing the dollar. It's got a little strength. Dollar Swiss 50, 35 versus strong there. Aussie dollar down 19. That's not really that much. So, and even pound yen, you're looking like, oh god, the yen's getting blown up. Well, look at when it's a weak fight. Look at a weak fight over here at 7 pips in 24 hours. So, yeah, some interesting movement out there, and a lot of it's happened in the overnight. We had a bunch of those levels hit yesterday. I think we hit gold and silver, like literally to like the penny almost. So, yeah. Anyway, as far as tomorrow goes, no news tomorrow, no news Sunday, and then Monday morning we start going crazy with, again, Monday morning open. European session, it's like bam, flash services, flash manufacturing. A lot of these numbers, again, manufacturing really below. There's not really much difference between 47.7 and 47.0. Below 50 is where you're kind of like, question is, can services get below? Here we got Germany, two really crappy ones expected to be lower and an adjustment. The pound, maybe an adjustment to 50, but then pulling back. And then we have the U.S. data. Services are under 50, not good. And flash manufacturing, expected to be 51, dropping close to that contraction yet again. So Monday morning will come in, hot and furious. And listen, due to participate in a moderated discussion at the Securities Industries and Financial Markets Association. So it's moderated. We'll see what she says. Again, she doesn't necessarily have any power. I'm kind of surprised that that's this, but you never know. Maybe we'll get kind of a foreshadow of what's happening. And again, I don't remember the last of it, but Yellen's basically, there's all this talk of exit strategies with Yellen, what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel. From the beginning, I didn't think that she really wanted the job, and like I said, surprised that this is orange. So that'll all kick in money before we really start to move. All right. So, oops, sorry. Wait, what? I move one thing and then something goes in a different place. All right. So let's kind of. I think we're going to hear more about this today. I'm curious to see who else is ready to just be like, that's it, we're done. And really, I want to see. There's obviously more comments coming here, right? God, I'm so shocked that he took that shot at the U.S. But he's going to discuss it in December, so it's obviously super important. But yeah, this is interesting. 5 hours ago. Hold on. Yep. Here you go. Saudi Arabia says we're doing the right job for stable energy markets. I love this one. This guy's all over the place, right? He's not happy. These Saudis lie almost as profusely as the communists do. They're in this for money. And yes, they do lie. They do lie about supply. They don't let anybody else independently check the actual supply they've got on the ground. So yes, there's a little bit of lies. But everybody does it. Everybody's doing it. All right, let's go over it and let's see what we got. So right now, VIX, technically in the green, right? Technically in the green, but it's kind of where we were yesterday. No major movement there, right? Just down a little bit. Indices slowing in the green. Twitter, by the way, we talked about a sell area. Quite a large drop on that one. Apple also took a drop. If you guys look at this one from yesterday, we talked about a great selling area. Nice little roll back down. It is rallying this morning. And Tesla. Yeah, Tesla, we had that gigantic hit Harry Potter the other day. Now, yesterday, we talked about the commodities, and I guess all the commodities were in the red yesterday. We talked about being in the green today. Natural gas still down, right? Natural gas down 4.5%, down at $5.11. I love that. Not that I need to get natural gas right now, but I love the fact that that's dropping. But crude oil is raising. Gas intermediate, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about like 319, 320. It was back up to 385 here. So, again, moving in the wrong direction. As far as currencies go, here's the dollar quite weakening, right? So, yesterday morning, we were sitting over here, and we talked about having a level up there. And really, this 1030 candle here, this 10 o'clock jump, it peaked right at 1030. And we talked about, again, it's a sell area. It did go a little bit higher, and this one actually did touch the 50%. So we were already looking for a short here. And as you can see, it rolled back down again. And it's, again, not that we took this again, but this Harry Potter level, look at this. We came back in again. We based, we pulled up, and then eventually just collapsed before going through again. So, there was actually another short trade this morning with it. I think the big one was yesterday. And again, literally that 1030 number, that was the magical peak. We came up there, and then this one little, you see the little green, the pause? The pause was at 1030. Right, the pause was at 1030. So, yeah, whenever you see that, it's kind of like, oh, there we go, right? Wait, what? There. So, now we're rallying. what I would say right now, again, this level, we were trying to show some caution with it and mention that, hey, listen, we were up here a lot. We were up here. We are up here. Again, we got this little front run at 8:30 in the morning. It wasn't the highest quality zone. It did go higher and grab it. So we can actually go up and end up marking that candle off. I'd say right now, the biggest things we need to worry about is looking at fibs. You can see the 50 really, I guess there was a little bit of a kickback, but it just got sliced through. There's a 61. There's no zones over on the left-hand side to really go off of. So right now, I would say, probably looking for this to come up to 63.41 is most likely where we're looking at. I would say, will we get a reversal today? It's about 36 pips up. I wish there was something over here we could do this one off of. We've not pushed down. Actually, let's box off this bottom down here. Gives us one kind of a top and bottom right now. That trades out. Take that off. Again, I'm going to leave that there. We're going to turn that yellow. Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, it could roll, really. I mean, it could roll just based off of time and kind of the pop. I mean, this is a lot of movement from 8:30 on. That's 90 pips. So I mean, we are well outside of what the bell curve looks like. I mean, the daily ATR is only 103. We're basically a daily ATR in an hour and a half. So it is due for a retracement. I wish there was a better zone in here. Being a Friday, it's always kind of a weird time. It's like, will we be able to sneak enough in time? Right, is kind of what we're dealing with. So, I'd say Broxy's too off. Maybe this is a Sunday night trade. If we do rally up to this area, 63.41, I do like this as far as a Sunday night position. With 40 pips to go, it could trigger by 1 o'clock today and turn and roll. But I think the way to play this would be kind of a roll back down again on Sunday night. Again, the way that it's charging up right now, it will need some retracement. And again, if we hit it before 12, 1 o'clock, it's not a very big risk zone. Let's see. It is 15 pips. So 45 in the other direction. This one probably has that juice. So yeah, right. I would say there's your top and bottom of that one. But again, definitely watch for Sunday night. We may get a roll today if you don't mind trading Friday afternoon. I'm not typically a Friday afternoon trader. All right. Aussie yen. So yesterday we talked about kind of a big zone there. We knew we had this one. It was quite large, right? And it did the same thing. It went up and it popped. And at 10, I said, hey, listen, if this is where that top is, look for it. And it did. It rolled 10:30, went right back down, grabbed the buyers, and now has accelerated as well. So we can actually, I'm happy about this. It's actually above the 68, so we can actually remove this now. It's not as important. We know we got a level sitting up here as well. And you can see this is quite a big run. So right now, there's nothing slowing this down from coming all the way back up to 96.39. This was an old Harry Potter trade there, so we know that there was something. And again, barely touched it and popped it. So we know that we got a big level up here. Right now, we'll turn it around. And again, some of these we can kind of pull off when we knew we had levels in here. That went down. That's still good. Let's run fibs from this direction now. Let's see what we got. All right, so, I don't need this anymore. I wish this wasn't as deep. I wish this was a little higher. So right now, God, I wish this. It's a tested level, but it's 130 pips. And again, there was, where is it? There's this one. I like this. This person thinks it'll go to 160. I don't know about 160, but yeah. Strictly as an attendant sell-off is the yen, yeah. Further dollar selling. Yeah. So again, I would say that this is more of a yen play, but probably some Australian data in here as well. So yeah, I mean, it's going to continue to go. This is obviously a parabolic move. Again, the daily ATR on this one is 133. Since 8:30 this morning, we're up 122. So we've literally moved one ATR in an hour and a half. So what? Oh, no, I didn't want that. Huh. Never mind. All right, so yeah. There's a reversal on this one. Whether you want to try to tame it today is entirely up to you. This one, obviously, parabolic situation. It is looking to roll. I don't know that it can go another 90 today. I mean, I guess it can. If it does, there could be a potential rollover. But with this skyrocketing forward, I think everybody's trying to push the BOJ's hand at this point. But again, this is way too big of a move and way too short of a period of time. We should be looking for a turn and a rollover. Question is, will 1030 be that one candle top? If it is, look for this to rally back down again. And I think if it does, make sure you take your profit right here, as you should. And again, that does come in right before the 23.6. All right. So again, look for one candle top. If it's decent, 10 pips worth of risk, something like that. 10-12, not a horrible trade. Look for a turn and a rollover on that one. Okay. Look at the movement here. So we had a Harry Potter draw on this one. As you can see, we had a Harry Potter kicking at about 7:30 this morning. This is the pattern that we draw all the time. We talk about a break, a base, and a pullback. Again, it gets a little crazy in there, but you can see that we had this, and then we had that. So, and funny enough, we talked about 97.25 being kind of like the target for it, sneaking it in, and that's exactly where it did. It came down here and grabbed. Now, it did punch in and out very, very quickly, but it gave us the Harry Potter pattern for the short. That was an easy one. It's a quick little 30 pips on that one. Wait, what? Sorry. So right now with it rallying back up, I would say watch out for a turn and flip here. Again, we are at that 10 o'clock window. We do have selling here. It is a little bit tiered. It's not the best level. You could draw something along those lines. So it is in an area where I would say also look for a reversal. And again, this is kind of maybe a little bit of European strength, but this is mostly dollar weakness right now. So again, across the board, we're seeing that. Again, we saw this dollar index coming down and kind of the same thinking. Dollar index also ran right into a gap. And if you want to run fibs on it, you can see that we are popping back right into a major area at 61%. So, as far as euro dollar goes, I would say this one as well. Besides the short that's already happened this morning down to where the profit target was, I'd probably look for this to roll and potentially back over here. Okay. Just depends on whether or not you need any pips for the day. All right. Euro pound. So, Euro pound, all that data is coming out right now, and you're seeing we're just getting a lot of chop back and forth. So we had the one short, from yesterday morning, we were sitting right here. I think this is great. It ended up turning. It ended up hitting that level at 10:30, and we said, hey, listen, this could reverse back off again for 10:30. It did. It reversed and went back up again. So right now, this was not another trade entry again. We'd already kind of hit it and confirmed it, but I think right now, we take this and we move this back up top. This may be actually a new top there because we did have a push down and then a retest of it, right? I would say right now, let's pull this all the way up to there. Yeah, so right now, if you are going to get short this one, you need to make sure that you get profit out right here. And again, that's right around the 23.6. That's where the last kind of pullback was, the impulse, the correction, and then boom, it exploded off of it. It did do it at 3:30 in the morning, so that's exactly where it would do it. It's a decent, not that one. It's about 36 pips on the way down from that level. So I would say it kind of makes sense, although the pound data was really, really bad today. And again, that's what kind of shot this higher. But with that said, I do like this. Again, we've had our 4 hits down here. We've actually now officially pierced it and kind of turned back up again. Means there's only a little tiny bit left here. And again, the 61 may throw this one into a loop just a bit. But again, it's a 10 for 30. It's not too bad. This is one of those ones that I actually don't think is horrible. That you kind of throw like an alert on and throw a little bit of a Harry Potter short on there. And again, it's not a today trade. just to make sure everybody understands, it's 86 pips away. So it is not a today trade. It's something that, again, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. I don't know. Probably, this is probably not a trade until they pick the new prime minister. They did say within the next week that they would be voting. So I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. So yeah, I'd say look for this one to roll. Look for some basing around the 23.6. That market closes in the next 2 hours, so it will probably run out of gas. Although, if he keeps making comments, it may move some more, right? Or if somebody else drops out that's unexpected, we'll get some more movement. Again, if anything, I would say probably more to the downside because we're seeing that in other pairs. Now, Euro Yen looks exactly like everything else. This Harry Potter is still live. Again, you can see that it found buyers, and finally broke through this morning. So we can actually remove this zone now because, again, this zone has officially been broken. I'm actually going to see where a pullback is. Do I have any that overlap? No, I don't. It's too far away. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to a daily. There's a hiccup there. All right, can I see it on the 4 hour? Survey says no. Close. Upgrade your plan again. Like, no, I don't need to upgrade it again. I got everything I need. Why do I need to upgrade it? Right? Do I need to see 10,000 bars? Not so much. I just know that I'm sitting here. Let's see. Yeah, big zone. But we know we know we have some major sellers going on up there. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, we get that 1030 reversal in here. Yeah, this one's coming back down again. The 23.6 may be a little bit of a bump, but that 23.6 level is about 60 pips away. So I would say if you are taking this one short, get your profit right here. Again, probably where the stop loss is for the 23s. But yeah, I think it probably turns. Just know that this big yellow area, this is where we're really looking for some type of a roll of the higher end of the curve coming into the play. We'll see. Like I said, this would basically be yen intervention is what it would look like, right? It would be yen intervention coming rolling back down. Now pound dollar. So pound dollar, we talked about the news. Funny enough, oh wait, it's 2 o'clock. Was that 2 o'clock? Oh, it was 2 o'clock today. Interestingly enough, the data today didn't really do much, right? It didn't do much, and this just goes to show you that some of these zones will hold. It actually came down in there, and then off of that area of buyers, even with absolutely horrible news, what did it do? It popped a little bit at 3 o'clock with the open. This news is horrible for the currency. Zero movement. And then all of a sudden, okay, it's bad. Straight right back down again. So, we called for a short. We were kind of hoping it would have rallied its way up, so we could have taken it short, but all it did was collapse through the zone. So, oh well, not much we can do with it. But again, keep that level up there. It'll get back up there eventually. Funny enough, I'm good with that Harry Potter too. We're going to carry this across. The fact that we went all the way to the end, I like that. We will continue that across. This is that one I couldn't grab yesterday. All right. So, let's see. That long is out already. We're going to pull this down. See, 23 really didn't do much in there. There is something here. How many pips we got here? 50. Oh, that's Jin. I was like, wait, who's yelling? Come on. Man, it's a shame we don't have. Well, we got a half hour to go. I actually don't mind that as a short. 112.40. I think it's a decent short. Are we at the 50 now? Oops. Yeah, we're at the 50 right now. Hmm. Hmm. That's hard. We're gonna have a hiccup right now. Hmm. Hmm. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. And I just put it on there as a dotted line. Um, Anybody that's drawing, and again, I'm drawing it really from the top back down again after we've had the pivot. And again, this is impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. But if people are drawing it for the most recent kind of, in the last 24 hours, the high to low, because again, there was a trend change. It was a downtrend here, and then all of a sudden we started breaking levels. It would be considered in a shorter time frame uptrend. So it is turning, and again, people will draw from there. Being that it's 10:05 right now, but being that it's in that 10:30 window and a 50% retracement, you're going to have people getting into this one short. And again, Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, they're all kind of in the same spot, looking for somewhat of a dollar reversal play on there. Um, hmm. I don't know. That's a hard one. I do think that there will be a turn and flip, but as it is right now, I think 112.40 is a little bit better. Maybe it doesn't get there. If it turns and rolls, we'll miss the opportunity. If it doesn't, if it's able to get enough push until that 10:30 kind of reduction in volume, we may. I mean, how many pips is it? It's only 40 pips. Like, we can move 40 pips in that time frame. It's trying. It wants to rally. It's trying to find where the sellers are. It's close, but I do think this pound turns and flips back to the downside. So, um, again, this is one of those ones that I feel like it comes to here and then turns and rolls. I feel like this one leaves without us. Again, I don't want to jump into it too early, but I do think that they're somewhere in this range. Again, there's sellers right here. There's a couple spots. It's like, this is one of those ones that's like, yep, a little manipulation going on with this one. So again, look for a short if you want something, if you need it. Again, if you don't take it, it's not worth losing profits this week on a Friday. But I think 112.40 and God, it's somewhere in here. And again, the closer we get to that 10:30 window, it's like, oh God, there's a short. Just take the short. You can see even now with its most recent push, 25 pips. Can we move 25 pips in 23 minutes with the pound dollar? Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, it's close. Pound yen. Again, yen is just getting crushed right now. Now we are pushing back up. We've seen this level up here twice, and kind of the same thinking. I mean, if you want to play that, I mean, what would be? Think about it. Of these two, right? I mean, pound dollar, pound yen. I would like to go at it on the side of the dollar versus the yen. I think the dollar has more strength potential, right? Dollar yen is up. So again, in that contest, the dollar is technically winning, but we'll see where it is. Again, high in the curve, we know that 170 is a big deal. And again, I don't know. I don't know why people are calling for 160, but I thought 150 was a little bit way overextended. Maybe it is 160, but I think there's right now, unfortunately, it's intervention versus everybody in the world strengthening the dollar. So, yeah. I want to tell you guys it was short, but I really, I'm just like, oh, we're so close. How far has it got? It's got 20 pips. It's got 20 pips. How much is the risk on this one? Oh, it's 30. I mean, it's not fresh. Maybe we bring it up just a little bit. Maybe we try to shrink it just a little. No, it's still 30. It only needs to go this. I mean, like, you're looking at like, wait, it can go all the way back down. Yes, it could technically go all the way back down. Profit taking needs to happen right there. Ugh. God, I hate when they do this. Why can't it be Monday? Not because I want to start the work week over again, but because it's like, oh, actually, Monday I might not have a voice, just FYI. Just telling you guys ahead of time. Monday may be a rough morning for me. So maybe I wish it was Tuesday. Yeah, I have a tournament, and both teams are in the tournament. So I believe I am reffing 5 games and then potentially 2 championship games. So maybe 7, not reffing, but coaching. I may be coaching 7 games on Sunday. Sunday night's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard night. It's right there. I mean, again, if you see any type of base or stalling in there, it's probably a trade. I wish it was, even if it was Thursday, I think that'd be a great little short. Dollar CAD. Look at this bad boy rolling back down. Now, we knew we had an area here. We talked about it going down yesterday morning. Looking to see where the bottom was. There's your 1030 bottom. So literally came right in and ended up punching right out the backside. Yeah, and I think actually, let's see, can I go down 15-minute? Yeah, and you can see it even confirm right off that level. It punched out the top and then kind of went. So, yeah, there was your bottom yesterday off that long. Now, we talked about a couple levels in here and larger areas of basing. I can just pull these off. You can see that this one kind of got ding, 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 finally broke through and kind of went up. And we knew we had another level sitting right on top of it. Ding, 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 ding. Running fibs across, you can see. If you drew it right to the bottom, it went like, it's one of those ones that's a questionable entry. There's a zone there, super questionable entry. So if you guys were able to get it this morning, we talked about 8:30. Talking about the data was probably going to be good. It looked good. Look for CAD strength coming in. This is one of those ones that literally drove right up at 8 o'clock and then started to have some trouble. So again, pulling the trigger before news is what you would have wanted to do. And that's the news trade that we talked about yesterday. It's 128 pips in 2 hours. So absolutely could have made some profit off of that one, regardless of the zone that you used. I don't think there was any way to be kind of more clear with that one. But now we can actually kind of help draw the top. It is a weird zone. I don't like it. It's funny enough though. It does bracket off literally almost the entire area between the 50 and the 61.8. Right now, it looks like we have cleared this level. I would say, and again, I'm going to adjust this zone a bit. I would say right now it looks like profit target. And again, get your profit in. If you are short here, get your profit between 136.72. Now, there's a little hiccup there. This is one of those ones. If you're already short, if you are short from news time, you're up 127 pips. Or they trail it really, really close. There's no point in trying to go the last 30 pips and give up 124. Doesn't make any sense in the world. With it being in close proximity to 1030, protect your profit. So, but again, news-based trade here, right? News-based trade. It's kind of over now. I mean, there's not much to say about it, but yeah, 100% justified. Going to the downside. So, yeah, I mean, this was great data for the CAD, right? Great data. Let's see, dollar Swiss. That's funny enough. Look at this. Everything. It's funny. It's 8:30. But it was U.S. based. It was other based data, right? Let's put this up there now. Let's run this all the way up. You can see that it chopped a little bit through. We talked about getting short here. We talked about getting this little pop here. It didn't really give us the pop. Here's the turn 30 candle was at the bottom. We were looking for this to kind of bounce and then come up again. It did. Here, I'll go down to 15 minutes. You guys can see it. It did. It hit here, went up. Hit here, went up. Hit lower, and then didn't really. Kind of came back, but didn't quite give us the entry. If you would have got into it, again, parity being the entry on this one, it did obviously pop off that level. It didn't give us as much of a pause as we would have liked, but as soon as it went lower here and started to break, kind of a telltale sign. So if you got in the dollar Swiss, not a bad little trade. I was not into that one. I would say this also has somewhat of a reversal level coming in. Again, it is a 50% retracement from the most recent low to high, and there's a base, and there's a punch into it deep. Not deep, but like a very strong push in, and then it pop out. So I would say that here's another situation where the dollar also looks like it's kind of at a reversal time. So, yeah, it's kind of the same story. Same story, different pair. Yeah, same story, different pair. So, again, dollar Swiss is probably one of those ones that, again, a lot of the movement is probably out. You can see from European Open, there's the European Open. Right. Again, base, confirm touch, 3 o'clock candle opened, shot straight into there, and then straight to this upside with the European market. So, yeah. How much risk was that? It was a pretty decent trade. Nice little 10 for 30. Gotta love 10 for 30s. God, my favorite. All right, so looks like 152. We got a little bit of a top in the dollar. And we did get a little yesterday morning. Let's see where we at. Here was the bottom from yesterday. So kind of the low of yesterday in the last 24 hours was at 10:30. So we did kind of punch over that 150 and then pulled back and grabbed it. With that said, I'm shocked that there's not more of an intervention there, but I feel like the BOJ is like we just can't combat what's going on right now, right? It is not a dollar. It is not a yen problem per se. It is a dollar problem, and it's hard for them because the dollar is too big for them to kind of intervene against, if that makes sense. I wonder if that's a new top. It was 8:30. It was a news trade. Let's see. 50. I can't even run fibs on it. Well, I mean, I could do it from here. Some people, there will be people that draw it like this, right? And when they look at it, they're going to see, you know, when you talk about areas of where there's potential reversal, they're going to look at this level right here. It was a push in, a base, and then it took off. It is backstopped by the 50. So I'd say that's probably where this one has the highest potential to turn. Would be right there, 150.92. I'm sorry, 150.93. But again, obviously, the Japanese market's done. And this is a dollar play. How much does that have to go? 38 pips. It could be a takeoff point on Sunday night. It's all right. It's all right. Bitcoin, obviously, with some dollar strength, smacking down. 23 didn't hold. Looks like it's come. Oh, look at the 61 now. The 61 now is kind of the hot one up here, right? Right here. 19,312. Right, and again, we've seen dollar weakness since they opened today, so not surprised that this one is going back up. Makes sense, but again, right now it is barely above 19,000. Question is, does the dollar start to rally back again? Does this close below 19,000 again? Ethereum, kind of the same thing, but Ethereum is below the 13,000 mark. It didn't make it, and looking at this, you got to look over here and be like, oh god, look at that, right? There was a top, there was a base, it touched it, and then, and that's where we're sitting right now, and you're already starting to see the red candle kick in. So. Question is this, again, this is also one of those, if the dollar turns and strength comes back into the dollar, that will also turn this. And again, kind of makes sense where it's sitting right now. We'll see if this is temporary. Again, 1030 reversal, right? 1030 reversal. That's kind of what it's looking like right now. Okay. Let's see what Doji looks like. It looks just the same. We already know that we're in a level. We know that we're in kind of a bigger kind of base sideways, and we've just pulled back into it. But yeah, kind of the same. But again, below 6. So Bitcoin barely above 19,000. Looks like it wants to drop lower. Ethereum down below the magic number, and Doji down below the magic number. So not looking great there. TLT, big gap down to 93. I mean, we've talked about this one, about trading this one back and forth. You know, it pops, you sell it. It pops, you sell it. It pops up a little bit, you sell it again. As it pops again at 95, there'll be some more, you know, there'll be some more call spreads in here. Actually, probably put spreads are probably better right now. Well, hold on. Volatility high. Probably call spreads. Call spreads are probably better right now. What's VIX at? VIX at 29.5. Yeah, probably the call side. So, yeah, if you know how to do it. Again, if you know nutritional options, I don't want to teach anything in the stream, but not that will make you more dangerous anyway. Yeah, just we keep down. So let's look at crude. So crude. Yesterday, if you guys remember, I was drawing this, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder if this is going to be the top for the day. It was so close to the 87.50, and you can see there's your 10, and then the 10.30 was right here, and it rolled it all the way back down. Came right back down to the 84.70. It's like, oh Jesus. So it was, I hate when I hate when those are the things we draw, and you're like, is this the top? Have we put the top in for the day? Like, is that it? Have we drawn it? And we did. So right now, I would say I'd box. Whoops, bracket oil off. Top and bottom. Say 87.50 again. I think is the level we look for. Downside, obviously it's a tested level. We've pulled enough away from it right now. If you want to run fibs in both directions just for fun, you can say, hey, listen, there's a 6318. Yeah, there was a zone there. There's a 50, there's a 50, there's a 50. It didn't really come back up and just crashed through, and then it came up and has crashed again. So it's turned. I think all those are kind of valid areas at this point. Right now, again, knowing that this market closes earlier, I would say it feels like the way that it's kind of turning off of this and getting red, it looks like it's going to come back and stabilize somewhere around that, I'd say 84 to 84.50 range, kind of this range between the 50 and 61.8. I would assume it probably comes over in here, unless there's a major headline, and there could be. But I think right now, going into next week, we kind of look for these tops and bottoms. Look to see where this will probably have a gap over the weekend. I imagine with all these statements, this energy treaty, and I'd like to see if Biden has a response back for Macron. Maybe, but I think that's top and bottom right now. Natural gas continue to deteriorate. I'm mad at natural gas. We talked about this one coming in at basing, and it did all the basing we wanted to do. We're like, come down base and then pull back. It came down, it shot up, it came again, and then it kind of came over here and it started the base below and then just collapsed. It's like, no. And again, this is what happens sometimes when you wait for pullbacks, right? We're waiting for like a higher, a kind of higher quality type. We're waiting for kind of like a higher quality entry, and sometimes when you do that, you miss it, and that's exactly what would have happened here. It left without us. It didn't give us the pullback like we wanted. It sucks, but it is what it is. But the cool thing is, it's back under $5. It's back under $5, so you got to love that. Bringing this back up to a 4 hour, you can see we've now chewed through effectively. Again, this zone, we knew we had already kind of pushed through it. We got this out. We are sitting right now here, okay, on a 4 hour basis. Now, again, kind of a large chart for obviously for something like natural gas, but it is a pullback level. So we do know we'll be getting some buyers coming in. Again, that's where your profit take targets should be. We do know on this one too, we have a little zone at 485, and then ultimately we do have a little trade set up down here at 472. So we do have a lot in the next 15 to 20 cents. We do have a lot of areas where this could turn and pop off of. Now, again, it looks like a lot of the forecasting and everything, or a lot of the speculation is coming out of this market now. It is pulling back down again. There are small levels. These will be pops, but you got to love right now the fact that this is coming lower. So really, the hard part about this one is really going to be is where do we grab the next level, if we want to stay short. And I don't think staying short is a bad thing. Again, right now, everyone was like, oh, we're not going to have enough. We're not going to have enough supply, not going to have a supply. And right now, we do, right? There hasn't been this big catastrophe or anything. So right now, in a fundamental picture, it's looking good, right? We had extra supply. Everything's looking good right now for natural gas, right? I mean, that could change at any moment with a new weather forecast or, anything. But right now, it's looking good. If nothing changes, again, it should continue to deteriorate. I would say, again, the level that we just based that up here, the $5.28, if this does turn and roll, and again, it will, there'll be profit taking coming in. If it does kind of pull back, that would be a decent level to maintain short again. I think that's great. Puts us in a good spot. So yeah, unfortunately, it sucks. I mean, there's the pullback. There is a pullback on the 4 hour. You can see it. A little bit harder to do this far down, but yeah, it's a shame that we had that. And we were like, oh, just pull back, give us the base, and the base was up here. That's where the base was, not down here. And again, that can happen. So gold. if you attended yesterday, we talked about 16.45, 17, and let's see, it came to 16.45.53. So yeah, 50 cents on a $1,600 thing. Gotta love that. Hold on, what did she just say? I guess. Sorry. So as soon as I get off, I have to take Jinjin to school. So we are back in that area again. 50% traders will come in. There is a basing level there. But yesterday afternoon, again, 11 o'clock was the peak on this one. We obviously got off at 10:30. We were super close. There you go. If you like gold, again, we called that one to the top. And again, it did put a new bottom in, so I like this as well. A very, very wicky down here. So, I mean, again, I would put this as far as a target goes. This would be a target to the downside, the 1620 level, and I think that's decent. Again, dollar strength floods back into the market being 1030. That's where this turns and rolls. It did not hit the level again. And again, the 50 was already broken deep, so anybody that got in the 50 here, it's a little bit dangerous. But as this turns and rolls, it's kind of the same trade setup as we had before, just kind of adjusting the level to where the sellers were before. All right. But again, we talked about this one yesterday. We were sitting right here, literally tagged it to the top. Silver, yeah, look at that one. Now, silver, yeah, I hate to say this. Silver actually made it to 18.997, and we had the level. We had the level drawn at 19.006. So I missed it by 0.009. Less than a penny, I missed this one by. But we talked about it. Parabolic move up. Obviously, we start getting the change. And again, we did mention color changes yesterday. Color changes are again, a great way to see that there's been a reversal in trend. Here is your color change right there, right? You know, what's included with that color change? Again, a red, green, and then the red sliced all the way through. So I'm going to guess officially that's where it kind of came in at. But seeing the green broken and the green down, you could have gotten in and cheated this one a little bit early. If you did, either way, it drove all the way back. Full parabolic retracement move. Came all the way back down and actually came back down to the start down here. If you would have marked it off down here where the testing was, that's exactly what we ran into this morning. So this would have been a profit target at 8:30 this morning. Besides that, it looks very similar to gold. Right now, they're both the same, 0.68, 0.60. Typically, silver is double. Seeing it turn, I would expect silver to kind of accelerate its way back down again. And if you are going to try to get short this one today, I would say that, there's probably where, you're looking to take profit at 1860. I'm sorry, 18, probably 1837, 1838, probably be a little bit more conservative. Yeah, 1838 is probably conservative enough for that one to the downside. Okay. Let's see what we got here. VIX is deteriorating quick. It's that article. It's amazing. And you can see dollar. We talked about this one potentially rolling. And again, starting to get some green in there. So let's see what we had as far as opening prints go today. Get down to 15. So problem with this one is, and I will say, 845. Look at that. 930 is here. It did pull back, but it did make it all the way down. Close. We opened here. It was already starting to rally. It pulled back. I mean, there could have been a case made, I guess, that, hey, listen, there's a short. There's a short in here. Really, this 9 o'clock candle spiking all the way up here. I mean, if you would have got into the spike saying, hey, listen, there's your base. There's your tests of this level base. Because once it came here, you could say, kind of a level. Again, not time for an entry, right? There's your two confirmations. You could have potentially got into a short. It would not have been an opening print, just FYI, guys. Not an opening print, but if you did take this one short at that 9 o'clock window, you would have been out on 1 to 3. But your opening print would have occurred right here. Again, you would not have traded that one short. And again, you didn't make it long. So ES would not have been an entry today. But there was a short at 9 o'clock that you could have got into. Again, a basing level confirmed. And again, this one had already been, from the base here, pushed it, and it already pushed it too deep. So that would have been the next level. So yeah, there was a short, but unfortunately not opening print today for that. NQ. NQ turning early. 8:30 did the same thing. 9 o'clock came back down again. Again, looking to see where there was a base that was tested. There's your test right there. Right? There could have been your short down. I don't know if you would have made it 1-3 on that either, but kind of the same thing. It was a spike up at 9, right? It came all the way up and then came all the way back down again. So could have done that. There's unfortunately, your entry you would have missed. Literally, it came right back down to 11,000. So no entry. But again, 10. Look at this 10-15 candle. We're already starting to turn, right? YM, same thing. Didn't make it all the way back down again. Had to look for that confirmed level of testing to right there. Oops. Where is it? There. Do your test to that level, right? 1-3 is right there. So it did come up. I don't want to cheat. I want to make sure it's dead on. There you go. 9:05, 9:10, it paused, and then at 9:30, it continued to collapse all the way through. So it is a confirmed level, but unfortunately, the 9:30 coming to here, right? The 9:30 being right here, it wasn't in either of the two zones, so it would not have been opening print. So you could have absolutely traded the 9 reversal, and even though it's at big green right now, you would have taken a short at 9 o'clock today, done your 1-3. So right now, ESNQYM all exactly the same. The 9 o'clock was the trigger off of tested levels, tested confirmed levels. Russell. Oh, Russell. Hold on. Russell may have gotten close. Nope. Super close. Missed it by just a little tiny bit. And again, it had the same pop. This one actually went above its test as well. So Russell's always a little bit more challenging. So you missed it by a little bit. So, yeah. Right now, again, you're seeing Russell leading the way. the 10-15 candle is like, let's turn around. Whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. What? Come here, buddy. Oh. So, yeah. So as far as the opening print goes, too much movement at 9 o'clock today. That 8:30 window really set everything off. Again, 3 out of the 4, you would have been able to take 9 o'clock and taking short. Russell's the only one you didn't. And again, Russell tends to be the one that's a little bit more sporadic. Not a bad morning considering all the news and all the comments and things like that we've gotten. Kind of funny, we're barreling. Fed is barreling. Well, that's one of those big words. Barreling is like transitory, right? What was the other one that we heard last week? Do you guys remember what it was? Atrocious? No, what was it? I forget what it was. What was it? Ernest, you said that it was you're like, that's another word. We're gonna throw it in the same book, and I don't remember what it is now. God, what was it? Man, it's gonna drive me nuts now all day. Anyway, I forget what it was. If you think about it, type it in chat. But anyway, that's it for today. So, again, a lot of headlines, a lot of movement early morning today. Again, things tend to dry up quick. I'm interested to see what other countries decide to leave this energy treaty this weekend and what it does to the overall markets. I'm sure there'll be some comments there, some movement. It's setting up for a pretty decent Sunday night. So I know I say that every week, but again, with this much movement this quick, with this much dollar strength, and the yen as high as it is right now, up 176 today, that's a big one, right? That's a big one. Yeah, I mean, we're not up to where the peak is. The peak is at 152, but, again, we'll see if this continues to run. Everyone have a great weekend. Yeah. It's that we got that here too. So, but all right, so let's get into the drawing. Ernest won yesterday. He went in huge yesterday. He's going in big again today, trying to buy a second one. Neuro's going, I'll just do a little bit. I'll just put the toe in, right? So yeah, gonna be crazy. And like I said, Monday morning, it is questionable. Both both teams, the 28s and the 29s, are playing. There's one overlap. They both are guaranteed 3 games. So I have a minimum of 5 games that I'm coaching. And potentially, if either makes the championship, where it looks like both of them potentially could, that could be 7 games that I'm doing on Sunday. So if I do 7 games, my voice is probably dead for Monday. So just warning you guys, 5, I may be okay. But I'm just warning you guys right now, 7 games, I'm going to be dead. So I said, we're never doing 2 in the same day again. All right, with that said, closing it down right now. Winner of today's drawing is... It's Friday. Am I surprised? No. No surprise. Mr. Friday wins it again. Leaderboard. I'm telling you, I would be willing to bet over 75% of Ecky's wins are on Fridays. I don't know what it is. Call him Mr. Friday. Yep. I'm telling you, buddy. Oh, you stink. You stink. You got a stinky diaper. All right. Looks like I have daddy daycare duty. I gotta change the boy and then drive the girl to school. So I gotta get out of here. I'll catch you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Enjoy some of that fall weather before it's nothing but no trees or just tree limbs and no leaves anymore. Catch you guys next week. Hopefully Monday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Take care. Why you keep doing that? Stop touching everything.